So recently I came across an issue on the LS Swap BRZ with heat under the engine bay, and it fried my injector wires, causing me to have to rewire them. So today we're going to be preventing that from happening. This car will get so hot after driving it that you can't even hold your hand on the quarter panel, or else you're going to have third-degree burns. But basically, the headers would cause this engine bay to get so hot that it fried my cylinder 7 injector wire, and I just don't want it to heat soak anything else and cause any more issues. So we're going to be wrapping the headers today in order to reduce that much heat from occurring in the engine bay. Now I know what some of you might be thinking, dude, you're a freaking idiot, just get a vented hood and it's going to solve everything. Well, I plan on getting a vented hood eventually, but that's only going to let the heat out. That's not going to stop the heat from occurring in the engine bay. So my game plan is wrap the headers and get a vented hood, reduce as much heat as possible, and have no issues. Don't buy heat wrap, because it's not going to last long and you're going to have to end up doing this twice and you're going to be pissed off. So make sure you buy some high quality stuff. I got this from AutoZone Design Engineering, has a ton of good reviews. Don't buy cheap shit off Amazon. So thankfully for me, the BRZ engine bay has a lot of room, so it's pretty easy for me to take the headers out. So I'm going to unbolt these, unbolt them from the exhaust, and then we will start wrapping them. Since I have a V8, I'm going to need two 50-foot rolls of these. If you guys have a V6, I would also get 2 rolls. If you're going to be doing an inline 6 like that, you can probably just get away with 1 roll. But make sure you buy enough. Alright, I already got both headers pulled off the car, so now we're going to come up with a game plan on how to wrap them. So taking a look here, it gets pretty tight down here where the collector is, so I'm probably going to have to wrap this whole section as one, but we could still get the wrap through here, so we'll have to start around here on each header. I think my game plan is to wrap each individual one first, and then we'll wrap the collector starting here and go all the way up. One thing I do hate about having to wrap these is I do like how good the headers look. I think it's a nice addition to the engine bay, and Sicky does a really nice job making these, but I guess it's more important to keep the heat out of there. Alright, so I've seen people mess this up so many times to where they try and measure and then they cut it and then it ends up coming too close, and then they just wasted all that wrap that they just used. So I think we're just going to go for it here. We're just going to use the whole roll. Yes, it's going to take longer for me to fully wrap it around, but we won't end up wasting wrap. And if I have to do it 3 times to get it perfect, we're going to probably end up saving time anyway. Alright, let's do it. So we get as close to the collector as we can, which is right there. I don't think we're getting any further than that. We'll start wrapping. So the word is, you want about 1/4 inch of overlap. So that's what we're going to go with. You know, maybe this was a bad idea, not cutting it. This is going to take forever. Damn. Alright, so finally just got done with the first one here. Now we're cutting it. No, that kind of frayed a little bit, but whatever. I did end up just leaving the 50-foot roll, and I rolled the 50 feet of wire around this however many times, and it turned out pretty good. And I'm actually glad I went that way instead of the cutting route, because I only had to do this one time, even though it took a little bit longer. But like I said, it really won't take longer if you have to sit there and do this 3 times because your measurement wasn't right. At the end of the day, if you're gonna do this, do it how you please, but I would recommend not cutting it, taking the extra time, and feeding it through. So overall here, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out for my first one. This is just going to stay here because this is all going to be wrapped together, so that'll be fine. I might have to fix these little frays up here. Not sure what I'm going to do about that, but overall with how it turned out, I'm pretty happy with that. Alright fellas, we're in a bit of a situation. I just used all 50 foot right here, and we haven't even got to this part yet, the collectors. And at all my local parts stores, I bought the only 2 rolls of titanium wrap this color out of the 3 auto parts stores that are near me. And all they have left is black. So I think I'm going to wrap the other header, the other long tubes on the other header this color, and then if I have to, I'll go get that black wrap and I'll wrap both collectors black, since you won't really be able to see that in the engine bay. I think it'll look pretty crappy if I have one header wrapped entirely this color and then the other header is wrapped half this color, half black. It wouldn't really look good. So that's the game plan. I know I might have said this already, but I still am going to stand on feeding the 50 foot through the loophole every single time, over cutting it and messing it up. It will save you time in the long run, because there's no way you're going to cut this to be perfectly, no way you're going to cut this to the perfect length to where it's going to line up. It's just not going to work. And if it does, props to you, but I still think this is the better way to go. Yes, it does suck, and it is going to take a while, but it's going to be worth it at the end, because you won't have to take any shortcuts. Make sure every time you guys are looping it, you're pulling it really tight. You don't want it to be loose. You want everything to be nice and secure, or else the wrap ain't gonna last as long, or it's not gonna do its job. Then you're gonna be pissed that you did all this work and your shit's still acting up. Got a drift event coming up here soon. I wanted to get this done before then, because drifting your car, obviously they get really hot. I want to try and get the vented hood before then too, but I don't know how likely that's going to be. Still got to put some diff bushings in this, which will be the next video. I'm going to raise the diff with the GK Tech diff risers so I don't snap any axles. I can see that coming too. I wish these cars didn't have such weak drivetrains in them, but then again, from the factory, they're only supposed to be what, 150, 200 horsepower? So I get it. Probably making all kinds of weird breathing noises, aren't I? Oh well. But really, as you can see, once you get a process going, you kind of get in the groove, and time ends up going by quick. Just throw on some music and get after it. Next thing you know, you'll be out of wrap like me, and you have to go get some more. Alright guys, so we just finished up wrapping the headers, I ended up getting another 15-foot roll from AutoZone. So 2 50-foot rolls and one 15-foot roll should be enough to do 2 long tube V8 headers. When I first started it up, it was smoking quite a bit, so make sure you expect that. I think it said the first 3 to 4 startups you're gonna see smoke coming from the headers. It's just the coating wearing off from the wrap. But now let's take it for a drive and see how hot it is after we drive it. Alright, so we just pulled in the garage, just so you guys don't think I'm lying. There's the water temp sitting at right around 200 degrees. And the engine bay is a lot cooler than it was before. I can actually hold my hand on the fender. It's still just a little warm, but nowhere near burning like before where I couldn't even touch it. So just to wrap things up, if you guys are thinking about wrapping your headers, or if you're having issues in your engine bay where it's getting way too hot and causing more issues, I would definitely recommend doing this. It really wasn't too bad of a job, and I think it'll be worth it in the long run. So like I said, next video, diff riser bushings in the BRZ, and we'll catch you in the next one.